What's up, everybody? Welcome to Planet Pepe. With this channel, with the music topics, I've tried to be a little eclectic about it. For me to just kind of start a channel and be like, "Oh, these are all my favorite bands," and just talk about bands I like, it's kind of pretentious, a little self-centered, I think. So I try to be eclectic. Cover all types of genres and artists from all different times. And I'm going to continue to do that, but I've held off long enough. This video is going to be about my favorite band, and has been for the last several years, and that is Bush. And I think, frankly, a very underrated band, but more important, like my favorite band. They are fantastic. They've been around since the early 90s. They came out with Stone 16, I think, in 94. And they're just amazing. That record is easily in like the top 100 of all time. Very great record, Come Down, Everything Zen, Glycerine, you name it. Like that record has it all. And they did great follow-ups. Razor Blade Suitcase came out after. I can kind of take it or leave it. But the Science of Things, I have like 2 copies of that, and I have like 3 copies of like Stone 16. They're great. I can't say enough about them. I think they're a little underrated in America for sure, because they're from England. Maybe they just didn't have the exposure over the years necessarily to stay popular, I guess, in America's eye. But they do have they have a great fan base. They have a great following. Gavin-Rosedale is amazing. He's a great frontman. Great lead, great guitar, not a drug addict, a competent, band member, and a competent artist all around. And I think even everything from Black and White Rainbows, I have all their records. I have at least 1 copy of all their records. They're just, I can't say enough good things about them. Maybe I'm kind of like, I don't know. When I close my eyes and think of like a rock and roll band, just like what a rock and roll band should be, Bush is that band. They are amazing. Their latest album, which came out last summer, I cannot believe I'm blanking on the name. I have a really bad memory. But what was the name? I forget. I'm not gonna waste 20 seconds of this thinking of it, but they have like Bullet Holes, Blood Rivers on there, like a great record that they just recently put out. Hopefully they're going to come out with some new stuff within the next year or two, because I just can't get enough of them. I think that they are fantastic, and withstood the test of time. They came out in the early 90s and they're still putting out amazing content. That band is amazing. And Gavin-Rosedale, like, if there's like one artist alive today that I could just be like, please listen to my demo, I'm like just for your feedback, like I'm not even trying to be famous off it, just give me 20 minutes of your time and listen to like the 4 or 5 songs I have, and like I would pick Gavin-Rosedale over anybody. A lot of respect for him. That band is amazing. His solo stuff too was good. He had a solo record. He also had another band called Institute, which I think it bombed like when it came out in like maybe the late 90s, but I think it was a good record too. I have that one as well. I cannot believe I'm blanking on that last record. Oh, but no, they are amazing. If you don't know them, I recommend checking it out. Everyone probably knows the song "Come Down." That's off their first record. That song is amazing in and of itself. And they're great. I mean, they're just like a quintessential, are what they are, rock and roll band. Can't say enough good things about them. So if you don't know them, I would recommend checking them out. That's like the type of music I would want to play if I was into like a rock band, and like the type of style and like their persona. Off the charts. I love them. I mean, I'm maybe a little, I don't know why I love them as much as I do, in a weird way, but I do. I think that they are fantastic. They've kind of went experimental here and there on some albums and some records, but I mean, I don't think they've put out anything that I actively don't like. I love it all, and I definitely recommend checking them out. And yeah, I would love to see them in concert. That would be an amazing show to go see. I don't know why I haven't seen them yet. They tour a lot too. I'll get to it eventually. I procrastinate a lot, but no, they you throw on songs like at a party or something, and people all love it. They're like, "Oh, who is this?" And like, it's Bush, and people kind of like really don't. A lot of my friends group don't really know who they are much, but every time I kind of show their songs to people, when appropriate, they love it, and I think that kind of goes for population, the culture and society in general in the world. And I don't know, never really got the accolades maybe they deserved in America, at least not recently. I think when Stone 16 came out, that was big in America, and rightfully so. But like Man on the Run, that's a great record. I don't think a lot of people know it, and they're not like they kind of slip under the radar, and they're cool with it. They don't like oh, we're underrated, this band, we're underrated, and like, why don't people, like, they're just kind of like, yeah, like, like Gavin in an interview one time, he's like, I walk down the street like in America and no one knows who I am, and he's like cool with it. He's like, yeah, it's whatever, true fans are true fans. And I cannot recommend that band enough. I know I'm kind of rambling. This is kind of an impromptu video, but again, a lot of artists I've talked about up until this point aren't they're on my radar a little bit here and there, but I haven't really talked about core bands I loved yet, and that's kind of intentional, like I said earlier. So this is definitely one of those, a video about my favorite band, and I got a couple more in mind. Maybe I'll sparse them out over time, but I do want this channel to get me thinking along, kind of thinking about music, throughout culture, America, the world, different time periods. So I want it to be eclectic, but this video, I couldn't hold off any longer. I was like, I gotta talk about Bush. They're great. They're my favorite band. Great bass too. Great bassist. I forget his name, but my God, they are their bass lines are just so they stand out, and they're good, and they're they add so much to the song. They just bring it brings a whole nother level. You could actively hear it, and just how good their bass lines are. And yeah, they're amazing. So check them out if you don't know. Planet Pepe. Take care, everyone.